Make sure to close that door all the way. The rambunctiousness.
Where's GB?
Right here. Well, as long as nobody else is here, it doesn't really matter. Test. Yep, mic's all good. Let's see if it's hearing this audio. Whew. Boy, that's gotta sound disgusting on mic.
I don't care. I'm hungry.
Why do you eat at work?
Sick of that crap.
How could you ever be sick of the deliciousness that is?
All right. Holy shit.
Anybody watch the Under the Red Hood?
Yep.
Yes.
everything.
Wait a second.
No.
Play it.
Let's play a later one.
Instant.
Because he
The
stays
thing
with
is,
her.
but he can do that in all of 6.
Oh, your other headphones.
Try it.
Instant.
Because he
The
stays
thing
with
is,
her.
but he can do that in all of 6 seconds.
Once more.
Instant.
Because he
The
stays
thing
with
is,
her.
You're a little loud though.
We can turn it down. It's no biggie.
Woman, or of him showing somebody letting them die or going to a dangerous situation on their own and not helping because of a promise. I want to see a very
All right.
strong, compelling argument.
We can turn that down a little bit more, actually. All right, we're ready to start this bullshit. What a show this will be.
I actually heard that on a podcast.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
I've seen a lot of oof and a lot of show recently.
It's not because of you.
It's not because of us, but I've seen it a lot. All right. Yeah, go ahead. Finish wolfing down on your
No,
food.
go ahead. Start it up. I don't give a shit.
All right.
Hey, I thought we weren't doing that anymore, because that's just mean-spirited.
Well, what is this? What is this?
I thought that it could be a nice little series. I even thought of a name.
What is it?
Don't Go Back.
Don't go back.
Don't Go Back. And this one will be Don't Go Back to Pro. And then we could do a Don't Go Back to Mike. And then we could do a Don't Go Back to Tsubasa.
I like it.
It's not going to happen. But I like the name. Dude, it was so boring at work.
Of course it was. So for anybody that doesn't know, over the 170 plus hours of the YouTube Editor's Perspective podcast, Proceed and myself have had various debates about the Batman series.
I'm eating. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm so hungry.
About Superman and Batman. Sometimes it's just about Superman and his OP godness and his Boy Scoutiness. Other times it's about Batman and how terrible of character he is and overratedness and all that. Sometimes it's about the two of them and how they work in the context of each other. So, since Proceed don't want it, DA and I decided, hey, let's listen back to it. Because, there are many times we'll just be alone listening to this stuff. We thought, let's listen back to it, live stream it, and give the people a little something. And this is exactly what that is. We're going to make this weekly. Because even within I've cut up the clips a lot. I'm not finished cutting them up. I was just like, we're not going to get past all this in this one week. But there's so much. Now, I say it's the whole 4 hours in its entirety, but there are times where within the debate some jokes are being made that has no point, I cut stuff like that out. This is mainly just the points, the arguments, the blah, blah, blah.
All right.
They're all cut into clips, so DA and I can go right back to where we were without having to timestamp anything. We can just end, okay, this is the last clip for tonight, blah, 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 blah. So, let's get started. This was the very first discussion / debate about Superman and Batman.
Anybody watch the Under the Red Hood?
Yes.
No.
You didn't watch. Okay, you're not a Batman fan. Fuck you. Honestly, honestly, BG, like, just how do you? I'm not even. I can't. I'm just gonna,
No, I want to hear this.
no,
articulate.
it's physically bothering me, and I'm not going to end. I'm not going to enter this conversation right now.
You should. You should.
No.
I don't like Batman.
I'm not. That was the question I was going to ask, but I'm not going to ask it. I don't want to hear 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 it.
So BG, why don't you like
You
Batman?
don't want it.
God damn you, Mike.
He didn't want it
Even
from the
back
beginning.
then.
He's just kind of. I've already explained the villains. Yes, I have. And then Batman himself. How does he keep going?
What do you mean?
Like I'm reading the owl thing,
Night
the
of
Court
the
of the Owls.
Court of the Owls, yeah.
How does he keep
Pause.
going?
Court of the Owl. He got the holy beat out of him.
Of course he did.
I mean, it was a ridiculous curb stomping. This is just to put a preface on exactly how bad this beating. It was vicious.
Back next week.
From things like this, he's just a
I just
guy.
rewind a little
The
bit.
owl thing,
Night
the
of
Court
the
of the Owls.
Court of the Owls, yeah.
How does he keep going from things like this? He's just a guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a
I
guy
don't
with
I
an
don't like how they
extraordinary-
just gloss over how he just, even with stuff like the Dark Knight Rises where it's just like there's no cartilage in his knee, keep fighting. I don't like how he's just a guy, but he keeps going from this. He doesn't have like Spider-Man's accelerated healing or anything. Even the best medicine money can buy won't constantly repair you like this, so you can just go on night after night. I also say this is something I don't like about a lot of the
Well,
regular
all right. How to work this from a Batman fan point of view, and be fair about it still.
What does that even... Pause. What does that even mean? What is
And
he
be
even talking...
fair about it.
Wait, what is the Batman fit? I don't... Okay, going back a
It's
little
just
bit.
the beginning.
Well, all right. How to work this from a Batman fan point of view, and be fair about it still. This is gonna be hard.
It's hard for me with suits.
I think it's not really BG's like not the mental resolve, but like the physical resolve, right?
Oh yeah, I can understand the mental, but I am gonna get to his. But yeah, the physical.
The whole physical aspect of it. I mean, when you read things like this, you see him getting his ass kicked a bit. You gotta remember that a lot of things come in where
Wait a second.
he knows how to take a hit. So
He
while you see
knows
him- while
how
you
to
see him
take a hit.
hit,
What about pause? What about if it's from behind? What about if he's getting jumped? What about there's a whole lot of times where he can't take a. How do you take a freeze gun to the face?
How do you take fear toxin and then just wildly swinging while the enemies are against you?
How do you take getting strangled by plants? I can understand the common thug, but something like that is just nothing.
So while you see him take a hit and it looks like it's really devastating, he knows how to take it to a point where he can take the hit but kind of like blow off the damage a little bit, redirect the damage. So I
That
mean,
makes
it's
no
not like
sense.
he can't come back from it. He can't do this. He can't do that. It's just they kind of and when it comes to the Batman comics or anything Batman related at all, it's a fusion of mental and physical, just willpower to power through whatever injury he has.
For Batman to be able to do this, he has to be the greatest person on Earth. To be able to
He
see
is.
every... Good point, continuing on.
Power through whatever injury he has. Because it's basically the basic story of all that matters is the mission.
And
He's
to-
had broken jaws,
Yep.
broken
All that
ribs,
matters is
broken back,
Uh-huh.
broken leg.
he sees
Uh-huh.
no
He's
problem
been
with that.
stabbed. He's
Uh-huh.
been shot.
Uh-huh.
Facts.
But BG,
And
this is also too coming from I mean, like say villains. It's like Rage. He gets into a pit that magically heals him all the time.
And-
Yeah, I knew that this was gonna be a pause.
The problem there is the pit has a limit in that if it's such and such time and with the healing, it changes the person. So if Batman has something like this, which is never explained, this is another assumption. If Batman has something like this, why wouldn't he share it with the people of Gotham to make it a better place?
Really?
And it's
But
not like
this
it's
is-
not like oh, the villains might get it and they could use it for their own benefit. They're coming back from all this crap anyway.
I think if you go a little bit further, I think his point is comics. So what?
Okay, backing up a little bit.
Let's see.
I mean, like, say villains, it's like Rage. He gets into a pit that magically heals him all the time. It's not a far off stretch to think that there's still, like, could be, some form of medicinal practices in the
never
DC
mind.
universe that could,
Forgot.
heal better than,
Okay,
But we never see this.
I'm sorry. This is a pause. Pros condescending conclusions, and thank you.
Oh, when we get to the later parts
Ooh,
in
there's
2016,
Ooh, backing up some. Listen
they
for the
are bad.
some form of medicinal practices in the DC universe that could, heal better than, actual real life.
I mean, we are talking about.
I'd like to actually know these things as opposed to just assumption.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not. It's just something that's to be inferred because of the world, and you gotta remember, it's.
So he takes it on blind faith.
DC,
Yes, he does.
Batman exists in a world where Superman can be operated on at an operating table. I mean, it's like what?
And they
I hate this. It's comics. Ooh, Buddha argument. So what?
they explained it in a
Yeah.
practical sense for Superman, in that it's a kryptonite scalpel. They explained it in a practical sense. It wasn't just like, this is Superman, let's just cut him open. Oh, he's cut open now because we need to get this bullet out. It made sense.
If your arm is broken, that's 4 to 6 weeks, and even if it gets better, it's gonna be not as strong as the other one. It's gonna break again. So I don't see how this is ridiculous.
In a world where Superman can be operated on at an operating table. I mean, it's like what?
No, he couldn't. They needed kryptonite knife.
Kryptonite scalpel, but I'm still saying is they can still figure out to make it work to do that.
Sure.
I
But
mean, this
Superman
is the same
still
world where
anything
the Flash can run at so
So,
fast that he basically
pause.
breaks himself down to a molecular freaking level.
So because there's all of this other supernatural stuff, you can take this guy who's supposed to be a normal guy to the height of his abilities or whatever, and just go, bah, we can do whatever.
Because,
No.
he exists in a world where whatever is
He exists
possible.
in a world with all of this stuff, so he could just be, he can be the everyman, but better than everyman. You can't do that.
And because he's the everyman, he's also better than every powered superhero because he's just an everyman.
Anybody watch? I
But
mean, this
Superman
is
is
the same
really-
world where the Flash can run at so fast that he basically breaks himself down to a molecular freaking level, and still rematerialize himself into a solid form.
Their bodies are. This is
No,
this
no,
is
no, no.
them. Their bodies
no.
have been
I
molded
No,
for
know
this.
no.
I remember that
See,
part.
there is
No,
when it
I'm
comes
gonna
to
talk down to you.
the
You don't
laws of
understand
matter.
this.
The Flash's the moment he broke down on a molecular level, that was it. And just the laws of energy would propel every bit of what was just there everywhere else around him. He would.
Okay. He has something called the Speed Force. You can explain why he's
yes, you
able to do
can.
that. The Speed Force keeps him together, all his molecules, what have you. It's something quantifiable and explainable within the universe.
Not just maybe this is happening off screen. Great argument.
Propel every bit of what was just there everywhere else around him. He wouldn't be able to come back from that. But at that point, it's just you have to take it as it is. It happened because it happened. It's a comic. The laws of physics and laws of nature aren't always going to bend to your realistic point of view.
But Batman is supposed to be more of a realistic world or person.
He's supposed to be the human aspect of it, but in all, he's not really too human. He's not.
I mean, this
Thank
is pretty
you for
much to
explaining
like
it.
explain things to you. You go to any info page, it's like he is
Let's hear
past
it.
the maximum peak of human capability, and it's just like blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah. Like he's pretty much he's like, I mean, he's human, but like
He's the limit of what human can be.
yeah.
Okay. There are many martial artists, strong men, what have you, in our world that are pretty much the peak athletes. Like They're really conditioned to be like at the peak physical form. Their knees tear up doing nothing.
There was a panel at a Comic-Con, and it was just like this really martial artist like dude and a free runner and all this stuff. He said that if real world logic, if there was a Batman, he couldn't do it for more than 4 or 5 years before he just deteriorated either mentally or physically. Because again, Batman he's sleeping like 2 hours, he's getting up and training, he's reading a lot of books to become a better detective. Apparently, he's doing his Bruce Wayne thing. It's a lot to do, so he would break down. But comics,
But
that
like,
away.
He's the limit of what human can be.
yeah, the absolute peak, which is not normal.
Yeah.
Really.
He's not a normal human. He's human, but he's not like somebody who's like Green Arrow, who's actually is just a regular guy.
It still bugs me.
But I mean, too. I mean, just like the whole
I would
the whole grounding.
if there wasn't just so much he goes through on a regular basis.
The whole grounding of realism for Batman, I mean, ended with villains like Poison Ivy and Ra's al Ghul.
But that's them, and
Yeah.
Batman is him.
This means nothing to me. There are supernatural things within the Batman universe, but Batman himself is not a supernatural creature. He's just a guy.
He's just a guy.
So even if you're saying, "Oh, Zatanna comes every time to heal him with magic," like show it. Tell me something. Don't just go, "Oh, it could be this or whatever," and then say, "Well, there's a lot of supernatural stuff around, so this whole grounded in realism thing." And then every time people talk about, "Oh, the Dark Knight trilogy is so great because it's so grounded in realism and it can happen anytime." Batman is such a great character because he's so realistic and just a human hanging with all these super gods. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, "Oh, it's supernatural, so, you can forgive that he's just a human," and then say, "Look at all this supernatural stuff. He's just a human, and he's dealing with it. And being better than them." You can't do both.
The whole grounding of realism for Batman, I mean, ended with villains like Poison Ivy and Ra's al Ghul and like stuff like that.
That's them. He is a person.
Who was trained by ninjas. And you're talking about thinking right off the bat, Bruce Wayne. He's a genius. He's also you can't. It's an impossibility to be able to get his physique, have a strict training regimen, and to be able to study enough to understand these complex materials that he does. At that point, you just have to understand that he's a little bit more than just a regular guy. So to be expecting a regular human existence from him is a flawed view.
No, I'm not even expecting that. I'm expecting.
You can also give that same argument to like the Joker. He's gotten his ass kicked by Batman hundreds of times.
Hundreds? I thought we were in the thousands.
Also bugs me about Joker.
But even for Joker, you could say something like, "Oh, he's crazy."
Because the Batman universe is mainly just regular dudes, but
even
they
though that's
keep coming
bullshit.
back from these things.
And even still, he doesn't have a job or anything to do.
So he could take that time to heal. Yeah, Joker is there.
Yeah, he's not out there doing crime every day.
He's there for an arc, and then he goes away for like months, and there's just nothing. He's in Arkham, and there's clearly doctors that are going to be there trying to heal him or whatever.
There's that explained away.
Because the Batman universe is mainly just regular dudes, but they keep coming back from these things. You get the every now and then you'll get the Ra's al Ghuls, you'll get like Freeze and them,
Solomon Grundy.
But it's mostly just Jokers and Penguins and Two-Faces. It's just regular guys, and they get their jaws broken and all these physical ailments befall them, and within weeks or months, it's like they have no adverse effect of it. And it's fine for something like for a Captain Cold and Flash's universe or something like that where they're a superhuman, but when it's just these regular guys, it's a bit buggy for me.
If you think about it, Doc Ock is similar. I mean, he's not superhuman.
Oh, I brought
in any
this
way.
up. Never mind.
No, he's not. It bugs me about Doc Ock. It bugs me about.
Oh no. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna interrupt. The story of Doc Ock was that because of how much Spider-Man beat the shit out of him, he was dying.
And then
So
they
it
switched
does.
minds.
It
Yeah.
does happen because he blamed all the concussions and stuff from Spider-Man, and then he was like, "Look, Spidey, this is what you do to your villain," and he showed them all broken as the regular guy, the regular crooks.
Yeah.
So yes, it did happen to Doc Ock.
And also, that's such a crappy argument. Like, oh, you don't like this, but you're a fan of Spider-Man, and it happened. So don't try to straw man it. Just focus on trying to explain it away. Not, well, everybody does it, so it's okay. No, it's not.
No, he's not. It bugs me about Doc Ock. It bugs me about every comic when these people come back, but Batman's villains are like 80% of these people.
Yeah, it's just I've never had a problem with Batman because it's just a comic for me. I don't really want to delve it that deep where I have to worry or stress about the fact that he just had his jaw broke less than a month ago. Why is he
It's not about
talking?
stressing. It's
how you
like
talk.
it just
The thing
makes
is,
you
you're paying
pause.
I'm gonna pause this for a second. This is literally the Transformers argument of leave your brain at the door.
Don't think about it whatsoever. Just sit there and enjoy it. I can't do that. You can't do that. You shouldn't be forced to do that in order to say this is good. I don't have to think about it. No.
It's just like, oh, let's look at him punch people. It's cool. Let's look at him have a sulky face. Like, no,
That's not anything.
Stress about the fact that he just had his jaw broke less than a month ago.
It's
Why
not-
is he
it's not about
talking?
stressing. It's like it just
The thing
makes
is,
you
you're paying it.
pause.
Yeah, but you're paying it so much mind where I don't understand why you are.
No,
It's a simple
it's
fucking
like,
matter of the fact that it happened. It's not that big of a deal. It's
like
really
when-
not.
It's
He
like
just
it's like when we were talking about effects that could take you out of the video and it freezes you. It's like, whoa, what the heck happened? When I see something like that, it takes me out of the comic for a second. Like, why the heck was he able to do that, or how did he come back from that, or what the heck?
I mean, I guess it's a
I
similar
can see
situation.
that viewpoint.
It's definitely a similarity, and I definitely understand what you're saying. I've never been able to see when it comes to comics. I've never been able to see it that way. So I guess I really can't what's the word? I can't see it from your point of view because I don't understand why it's such a
No,
just
he's
such
not
a
yelling.
such a
So the talkie
an eye
bits
grabber. I'm just
doesn't
gonna
get
call it for you.
And that was clip 1. We took about 20 minutes on it.
for 9 minutes, huh? And we're not even what I can't wait to get to personally. I hope you left this in because it had nothing to do with Superman, but the whole where he goes, well, you can give me that, but I'm not gonna enjoy it. You go, well, you're clearly biased on it.
Yeah.
No, that's not being biased.
Yeah, I left that.
Okay,
clip
thank
in.
goodness, because that was just pure lunacy and retardation.
Second clip.
It's like with the Joker. You can look past the fact that he gets his ass kicked all the time
I can't.
because he's such an engrossing and interesting character. It's
Yeah.
not just Batman kicks the shit out of him all the time. It's like what drives this person to be that insane all the time that you look past the broken bones and he gets thrown in Arkham Asylum and breaks out every time. It's like why aren't they vamping up the security? Like you look past
Why
that
aren't
because
they?
you want to see more
Yeah.
of this character because of
They're
who
just
they are.
waving this stuff
Now,
away.
when it comes to Joker, especially, you have to be able to sit back and
Oh,
ask the
here comes a
question:
bad
just
joke.
how crazy is he, where he's not like in bed 24/7 with Harley Quinn? That's how you know.
Laugh
how
it up,
crazy
white
he is.
people.
Gigantic ass, like when we were at YomaCon last
Why did
year,
you cut this out?
Holy
This
Harley
Jessica
Quinn
Negri
cosplayer,
crap.
I swear.
Oh.
Ah, man, I can't help it. Look up.
He's not Japanese or Asian.
Let's get it.
God, hold on. While you're
Like I
doing
said,
that.
I didn't listen to
Yeah,
all
of course not.
Yeah.
What else? What was the other reasons, BG, for not
Good
liking
time.
the Bat?
Whenever there's a crossover, 90% of the time he's the only rational person. Like, it makes all the other superheroes look kind of stupid in comparison.
Well, because he's the Batman.
I mean,
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm,
But do you have to,
I'm honestly just going to leave it at that. When it comes to everybody else, like, when you think about it, they have this power, they have that power, they have this power, they have that power. What's Batman have? His brain.
but
Batman
there's a
has
lot
a
of people in the
contingency plan
Justice
for
League, like
every
a Green
superhero.
Arrow, that doesn't have these things. He's just got a weapon. He doesn't
Yeah.
even have the weapons of Batman or
At
the
that,
Green.
at that point, the thing that separates them all is basically is the is Batman's intelligence.
Okay, you or me? What are we doing here?
Let's go, you. For you.
His intelligence that separates. Okay, that's fine, but you can't smart the Flash away. If the Flash is coming for you, you can't say an algebra problem at him. Come on.
For
And,
me, go ahead.
and this whole intelligence thing, in order for him to be smart, he would have to explain stuff. And for him to explain stuff, you would have to understand it and think about it. And therefore, you're thinking about the comic at that point. And you don't want to do that.
No, I don't think they do that.
So they just take it on face value, like, oh, Batman solved it, and he's explaining it, but I won't think about it.
Yeah.
Oh, they can't read Conan then.
Ooh. Conan is rough. Okay. Within the Justice League, they have some of the most intelligent minds in the universe. Like, they're some of the most compassionate. They're some of the most intelligent. Some of the most forward-thinking people. And for Batman, when he's by himself, he's above all the other people because, you know, he's Batman. So, of course, he's going to be above a Dick Grayson or a Barbara Gordon. But when you have these people, and you have to bring them down to make him on the level. When Batman was created, he was never meant to be a part of the Justice League. He was meant to be in his own little universe in the DC comic. So, in order to bring a Batman to the level of a Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, blah, 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 they have to make him so outlandish that it's just unbelievable.
It's, yeah. They have to make the other characters act out of character.
Yeah.
Whereas you could see, like, they explained the whole Captain America and the Avengers thing, and they showed it just, like, great, why he's there and what his goal is and what his purpose is. Batman is just like, he's the smart guy. Whereas he's not. When you got Superman.
But
Batman
there's a
has
lot
a
of people in the
contingency plan
Justice
for
League, like
every
a Green
superhero.
Arrow, that doesn't have these things. He's just got a weapon. He doesn't
Yeah.
even have the weapons of Batman or
At
the
that,
Green.
at that point, the thing that separates them all is basically is is Batman's intelligence, his deduction.
That's what Nate just said. Batman has a contingency plan for every superhero.
Exactly.
Bull!
He has a contingency plan for the main members of the Justice League. And they don't even work in the event that they go rogue. Because all the ways this plan works were the heroes helping each other. I mean, helping people. Flash on the train.
Getting away from all the people.
Superman talking people down.
Wonder Woman fighting Chitara or whatever.
Yeah. This is, if they're going rogue, this isn't going to work. Now, the second part of this, these contingency plans are bullshit. Because for Ra's al Ghul, he said something that to the effect of my wealth compared to Bruce Wayne's is like a teardrop in the ocean. Ra's has the resources to do something like this. It wasn't Vandal Savage, by the way. It was Ra's al Ghul. Stop watching Justice League Doom. So Raj can manipulate these things. He can create this strain of kryptonite very easily. He can get this bomb for the Flash very easily. For Batman, it would take weeks of preparation.
Oh, yeah.
Months even for some people. And then he'd still have to, for Wonder Woman, he'd have to be able to hit her with it.
You'd have to get Martian Manhunter to drink this in order for him to be incapacitated.
Yeah, because he's a telepath.
Oh, you got no chance of he going rogue.
He's intangible, super strong flight. He can stretch like
Oh, all that killing has made me thirsty.
fire.
Oh, thank you, Batman. I will kill you next.
Is is Batman's intelligence, his deduction.
That's what Nate just said. Batman has a contingency plan for every superhero.
Exactly. That's
What
the
was it?
point.
What was
That's
that? What
my
movie
number
in a state
one.
where that was all put into action? what was that movie?
How about the comic
Batman's-
Tower of Babel?
Batman. No, it's Justice League Doom.
Batman.
Dead.
Batman
Basically,
Doom.
all of Batman's plans are enacted.
I saw that movie.
All his plans are enacted. Like the Flash has a bomb tied to his wrist
Yeah,
that if
I
he
know what
slows
happened.
down below a certain speed, it detonates and he dies. Jean is like basically on fire and he can't be put out
No, what happened?
because he was like I think he drank something and it was a chemical that reacted inside of his body and he's
Yeah, how is
permanently
Batman gonna do
fucking
this?
burning.
How?
Basically what happened was
You know what people's plan for Batman is? Go at Batman
And kill him.
in his face. Like,
You see the area from his toes to the top of his head. Just all of that is a target.
and you know he can't do.
oh, I'm not going to ruin the whole thing, but just when it comes to Bruce Wayne, Bane finds out his identity. And straight
Why
up
is he all dramatically
ambushes
pausing? Bane
buries
found
him
out
in his parents'
ide-
in his father's grave, along with his father's
pausing.
remains.
Because that's what Batman
And you
is.
just see Bruce, literally, he wakes up, he sees his dad's skeleton, and he gets this dark look on his face. And I was just like, it's about to get ridiculous in here.
This is just a small thing. I would much rather see a dark look on Batman's face than Superman's. I just find that very funny. I would much rather see it on Batman than just about any other person in the
Yeah.
Justice League.
It's about to get ridiculous in here. And he just starts punching his way through the casket.
I've seen it.
Oh, that is such an amazing scene.
And yet, with everybody else, they're so much more human with their things. Like, again, with the Justice League Doom movie. Green Lantern thing with old girl dying. He was just completely broken up about it. But Batman can literally be next to his parents in their grave. And it's just like, I'm mad now. Hal Jordan is the personification of will.
That whole Batman punching out of the grave is garbage. He was traumatized by this all of his life. And he cannot physically just look at him like, oh, where am I? Oh, my dad. Okay, I know what I have to do. There's gonna be a second where he's like, okay, I'm in a casket. Holy crap. Okay, it's my father. Holy crap. Oh crap, everybody's all screwed up. Holy crap. Not just, okay, I know what I have to. No, nobody acts like that at a peak of human precision. Shut up.
It's like Batman can't be allowed to make a mistake or to be seen as weak, emotionally, whatever, mentally. Because if in that moment he shows some type of emotion, it's just like, oh my god, he's traumatized. This is awful. As opposed to, oh, Batman, it's about to get ridiculous. Look at that look. In their grave. And it's just like, I'm mad now.
Well, it's just
He's such an inhuman human.
yeah, but that's what makes him great. That's why
I don't see it
that's
that
why
way.
I love it. That's why I love Batman.
I like human people.
No, I don't. I like people who can rise above.
characters. He likes Captain America.
Whoo. Woo, boy.
That's why I love it. That's why I love Batman.
I like human people.
No, I don't. I like people who can rise above. Characters that can rise above it for situations make that character
That's all
perfect.
heroes.
Everyone.
That's every hero in existence.
100% of them.
Rise against the odds.
Except for Spider-Man, who sucks for 40 years.
Hey, he got better. He finally.
But then
grew
the
up.
devil, though.
Next clip. Back to my rational thing. I can't remember what it was. Let me see.
The contingency
It was
plan.
either Crisis on Infinite Earths or Justice League Crisis or Identity Crisis.
the Captain
Yeah, I think it was
Cold, not
Identity
Captain
Crisis.
Cold.
Dr. Light.
Identity crisis.
Batman. Okay. Dr. Light rapes one of the wives. I can't remember. I think it was the elongated man's wife. And everybody else wants to erase his mind, and Batman is the only rational person there.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
He sees no problem with that.
You have people like Enchantress and all these people there, some intelligent people there, but he's the only one rational. And oh, we can't do this. He gets his mind erased as well, and then he throws a hissy fit about it too. But I'm not even going to that. Why is he the only person that can be rational when there's a giant group of superhumans around?
This event broke the trend.
Knowing that
Oh, no.
some of them are very intelligent, some of them are rational at every other turn. Even people like Martian Manhunter, he's very rational. But when Batman's around, Batman is the only rational person. And to combat his irrationality, what would pass for Martian Manhunter, he's usually just like, I'm not going to be in this, as opposed to being completely rational. Batman is such a non-superhero that they have to downgrade all other superheroes when they're around him so he can look on their level.
I don't know about that, to be honest. I mean, I never...
Remember that, because
Please
later...
remember that, people.
Oh, boy.
He doesn't know about that. Please remember that.
I don't know about that, to be honest. I mean, I never once felt like anyone was ever downgraded just when Batman was around.
Remember all of that.
It feels like that to me, especially when it comes to decision making, like with who was it, Blue Beetle.
It's the thing is, I'm gonna put it like this. You've seen what was it? Apocalypse? I think it was Batman, Superman, Apocalypse. No, it wasn't Batman.
He's just quoting movies.
It was
That's
the one.
all
It's
he
the movie. It's the
knows.
movie where
All he knows.
basically
Supergirl, right?
Kara. Darkseid uses Kara.
No, that's Apocalypse.
That's Apocalypse, right? I was right. All right. At the end there, who's the one who finally kicks Darkseid to the side? Superman. It's Batman. He threatens to actually completely destroy an entire planet,
Now, let me tell you why that's bullshit. Darkseid concedes that if Superman or Wowo had tried this, he wouldn't have taken it because he knows they wouldn't have done it. What in Batman's history would make Darkseid think he would do it?
He does he know him at that point?
Wowo has killed for the greater good. When Max Lord was controlling Superman's mind and Superman was going crazy, Wonder Woman knew that the only way to stop this was to kill Max Lord. And she turned his head around. Snapped his neck. And that broke the Trinity. That's the thing that broke the Trinity. So what in the history of Batman would make Darkseid think that he'd willingly sacrifice a planet of living creatures to get Kara back?
He has a no-killing rule.
He has a no-killing rule. Darkseid has to know this.
He knows enough about him, but just doesn't know that part.
Yeah, he did break down... Oh my god. Dude, it's so ridiculous.
basically
Supergirl, right?
Kara, Superman. It's Batman. He threatens to actually completely destroy an entire planet's population, just to prove a point.
It wasn't to prove a
Meanwhile-
point, it was to get Kara back.
Actually, it wasn't at the end. There was more after.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like it's the fact that Superman. I mean, Superman doesn't have the ability to make sacrifices like that.
No, he
That-
doesn't. He's not the type of person
But
that would
that's the thing.
sacrifice-
Batman is. Batman will do anything he has to do what he believes is right. That's all it is.
Including killing people.
Superman does the same thing, just not at
No.
the price of other people.
That's what I'm saying. But that's the thing.
Batman doesn't either.
Batman is human in that regard. That he does it. He
Is
takes
he human
into
or
account
is he
all these
inhuman?
things.
Wait. Batman is human in the fact that he'll sacrifice anything to do his goal. But Superman isn't human, is less human because he's not willing to sacrifice people to get his goal.
What?
Is that what he just said?
I believe that's what he just said.
Let me rewind that a little bit.
That's all it is.
Superman
doesn't-
does the same thing, just not at the
No.
price of other people.
That's what I'm saying. But that's the thing. Batman is human in that regard. That he does it. He takes into account all these things, and whatever is the best option, no matter what has to, no matter what has to be done, he'll do it. He'll get it done.
including killing people, is what I'm hearing.
And
Superman doesn't have to do that because
But
he
that's the
always...
thing. He doesn't have to.
Please
No.
stop
I'm
interrupting.
just equating this to because Batman has to do it this way because he has no other option, and he's still not.
And it's
doing
because of this that
He
when
wouldn't do it. This is
everyone
a
else is
bluff.
around Batman,
It's a bluff. It's absolutely.
And
he's that
Darkseid
one.
has to know it's a
he's
bluff.
that guy amongst all of them who they all know will not hesitate a.
Arthur Curry has killed to protect Atlantis. He attacked the surface world to protect Atlantis.
Nope, Batman is the only one that would do this. The only one. If Themyscira was in trouble, Wonder Woman would just fold. Fold!
He has no other options.
all know will not hesitate a moment if any one of them even looked at him wrong to take them out.
They look at him wrong all the time.
So why is he the rational one saying not to do this to Dr. Light? Knowing that Dr. Light can easily find this girl again. As he They want to completely erase his memory and all bad things that he's done, and that he was a complete villain, and turn him into pudding, his mind into pudding, basically.
That's the
And
correct
Batman is
voice.
the only one that's like, no, we can't do that. This is wrong. Why is he
Well,
the
it-
only
it is
rational
wrong.
one
It's
there,
wrong.
even though
Yeah. But it's also
Because
right.
it's wrong to him.
Yeah,
That's it.
his
it should be
morals are
wrong to
based
everybody?
on-
They're heroes. But in that instance, everyone's like, it's not, we may want
You're doing the wrong thing for a right reason. But it's
Because
just
it's wrong to him.
wrong to
That's
Batman.
His morals are based
Purely.
on.
No, it's a wrong thing to do. Why can't the other heroes see this?
It's
what
not
I'm
that they,
saying.
it's not that they don't. It's just the fact that they agree. They all agree that it's while it is wrong,
So Batman's not
but
willing
that he
to do
deserves
everything.
it.
No.
Batman
You-
doesn't see things
Pause.
that way.
You're absolutely right. He said that he's willing to do anything, but now if it goes against his moral code,
Which
he's
killing
not.
does.
But
So again, why would Darkseid concede to Batman in that instance?
so will he do anything, or will he do anything within his boundaries, or will he do nothing? What's the argument for Batman? I don't understand.
They all agree that
going
it's
on?
while it is that way.
It's not even that Dr. Light deserves it. Dr. Light, when
They
they
all
pull
think
him
he
off of
deserves
her,
it. They all think
No.
he deserves it.
no, when they pull him off of her, he says, "I will find her again. You cannot stop me. All you're gonna do is lock me up. I will get out and I will find her again." At this point, you have to do something more. But
Even if that's
Batman's the only one that's like, no.
He won't go that way. He won't do it. It literally is just simple. He won't.
In that instance, it makes every other superhero in that room look a little bit worse.
Yeah. So what? I don't see a problem.
But he doesn't get it. He doesn't see it that way. Remember that, folks?
Yeah, and he just doesn't see it as a problem. He sees it as it's okay for other people to be downgraded for him to be a good hero. Superman's a 10, Batman's a 4. So Superman has to go down to a 3 in order for Batman to seem on his level. That's not good.
A little bit worse.
Yeah. So what? I don't see a problem.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Other superheroes have to be downgraded slightly when it comes to decisions, because Batman is just so up here.
Yeah. But that's why I like Batman.
That
he
just
said he
presents
didn't
He's
see
the
problems.
X factor all the time in all the things.
That's just a bit of a problem. For me.
Oh,
I like it. I've always liked that about Batman.
So Batman is always the trump card because he's the Wildcat.
He can do anything, but yet he has a problem with God mods and.
Next clip, final clip, because we're coming up on our hour. Boy, this
We
went
don't
by
need to.
quick.
Main thing I know is that BG, you did not like
No,
Death of the Family.
Why? He doesn't like Batman.
This is a pause. This is a new discussion.
It's also during a time where Mike would
Yeah.
come really early, and I don't know what was going on with Skype and
some
Pamela.
delay.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
okay,
not
well,
even
then you
it because
can't
I like Court of the Owls. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
not
that
even,
was awesome.
I know a good story when I see it. Even if I don't like the characters in it, I know a good story. Death of the Family was not a good story.
But it is a good story.
End of argument.
How?
I've explained this before. I like
Where?
the way they went about the whole actual death meaning from that arc. It wasn't an actual
our family
physical
has
death.
our
It was
family
the
has
lack
a
of.
falling out. Oh dear, oh no, woe is the Bat family. Oh, we're still gonna do Bat things, and then when there's a huge crisis, we're still gonna come together. Because
Here
even
comes
if
the
they're all
Tsubasa.
mad
They
at Bruce
may or
Wayne,
may not. That's the problem
Joke
now.
speed.
I have a question. How the fuck do you do bat things, and what the fuck are bat things?
Swearing
John,
makes everything funny.
There's John.
like what if you hang above upside down in a fucking
Oh,
cave
we're still here.
every day?
There's still the jokes.
And they're all upside down, still mad at you.
I can't see you. I have echosonal, but I fucking hate you, you fucking faggot. God damn it.
Swearing makes everything
I don't
funny.
know. I thought the end of the arc was really like. There's been a lot of criticism and speculation within the community about it too. That everyone's really upset that the Joker didn't do more. Like he didn't actually kill somebody because everybody
He's
thought.
killed plenty of times though in the
I don't even
past.
care about that.
He
I don't even care
killed
that there was no actual
police.
death. Whatever.
Freaking.
Well, then what's your problem with it?
The problem is,
It's a bad title because there is no death.
There is
of the
no
family.
death.
It's not the death of the family, and it's drawing on death in the family, which is a big Batman arc. So it's kind of like the Marshall Mathers LP2. Like, hey, it's another death / family.
The Blueprint albums with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Just as good.
No.
it means nothing at the end because
who?
for
It
any of
means
the
more-
bad- okay, it's the death of the family is a metaphor. Oh, the family is broken.
Right.
But when it's all said and done, if there is a big enough problem, they will come together. There is no doubt about that. Even if they're upset with what
I
Bruce
honestly
did
don't
and
know.
how
I don't know about
he-
that.
They
They still love
So I
Bruce.
can't.
No, they not.
Not really. Tim Drake really doesn't get along with Bruce that much, really.
Yeah,
You're
and
gonna sit there. You're gonna sit there and tell me that Tim Drake does not love Bruce Wayne.
After what happened between them, it's not as much that. It's kind of like a whole parent thing at that point, where he sticks around and helps Batman out of a sense of duty
So he'll still
rather
help
than
him.
Yeah. You can
anything
help
else.
him.
Because I mean, at that point, when they split ways, Tim Drake really is furious with Bruce for dealing with things how he does.
Where does this notion that Bruce like kind of hangs out with these people to the point where
He doesn't have time.
to the point where a death of the family would matter to him? They're all chess pieces.
They're just changeable.
They're just pieces there.
You can easily get another Robin. He has.
And though he may be sad at the death of a Robin or what have
You
you,
feel some attachment to them.
like you feel attachment to a dog.
Good analogy.
Bruce doesn't really care. It doesn't really show that he cares. I've never seen like he's basically their father. And if this were a father, it's a bad father. He doesn't do anything with them. He doesn't. I don't understand the notion that the death of the family would be this huge thing because there was never a family to begin with. Bruce is, if he's the father, it's just a dysfunctional family at best. So
It's
I
really
don't,
just a gathering of people
It
with
really is.
common interests.
yeah, he's not.
Okay.
He's not his most
Kids-
favorite
kids-
person.
Kids run away from their house all the time.
Yeah,
Love their parents.
Yeah, but he doesn't get beaten to death with a crowbar.
that was Jason Todd, not Tim Drake.
So I mean, you're sitting there telling
Or
me
was it?
that if, let's say, Riddler has Batman hooked up to a chair and just
And say,
broadcast it to all
"Good
the
job."
Bat family, they're not gonna do anything to rescue him.
you're going to extremes here.
This is not a possible situation.
No, it's not. Riddler couldn't do that. Now, if you would say a Joker, he would have. Oh, jeez.
You're going to extremes here.
No, it's not extreme. This could very well happen.
Yeah, but that's like one of the situations where they come to help. Normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the point.
Other than life-threatening situations, they wouldn't. They'd think
He
twice
doesn't
about.
need help with the drug dealer on the street.
Whenever they help in non-life-threatening situations, he says, "I don't need your help."
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't even care.
Okay.
Other than life-threatening situations, they wouldn't. They'd think twice about helping him. Like,
Okay.
what's going to happen if I try to help him out with the situation? It's something. If he can probably handle it on his own, let him handle it on his own. That's what it's more like now.
Happens anyway, because
No,
when
before it was.
when they do come to help, he usually says, "Don't help."
Yeah, but that's how Bruce is. That's how Batman is. They
so
always will come to help him anyway,
So
because
it's
that's
like-
how they feel. But after this, it's more like they're gonna second guess everything now.
So B-level threats that he can handle anyway, they won't come and help him handle. But the A-level threats, they will still come to help him. Because no matter what, at the end of the day, they still love Bruce Wayne.
Well,
So
They're
the
still,
death
they're
of
still
the
essentially a
family-
family.
yeah, it's just now there's a severe lack of trust in Bruce.
They didn't deny
Okay.
it.
Trust
There's
can
a
be
there's a
built.
there's a very distinct argument that I've had with my cousin about this, that like the thing between, if you take Nightwing and you take Bruce Wayne can't ever shut off being Batman. He's always Batman.
Yeah.
Batman is, his persona is Bruce Wayne. And Nightwing's like the complete opposite, where he can be
He is
Dick
Tim
Grayson.
Drake. Yeah, Dick
Yeah,
Grayson.
but he can be Nightwing at the same time. Batman can't stop being
even
Batman.
know.
So now you have that mistrust
No
between him and the
name,
family,
never.
where he's always constantly on, but they don't want to always be involved.
Yeah.
So
There
Isn't
is
that
no
how it
death
always
of the
is?
family. It's a falling out of the family. That's all it is.
I just want a title change. I'll be
No,
happy
no,
with
no.
the title
It's just
change.
even if the title would change, at the end of the day, it means nothing, because no matter what the situation, they will come to help Bruce if it is severe enough. So even with this complete mistrust and dislike of Bruce, they will always come to help him. He saved so many of them from whatever trauma was going through their childhood, like a Tim Drake, even if Tim Drake is furious with them. He saved Drake. So, like, what
Does
is
it
it
matter?
at the end of the day? It's just a story. And it's not even a good ending because it means nothing. So yeah, Court of the Owls was good, but Death of the
How
Family
about
was not.
answering
And
him?
Batgirl is so bad.
you what?
They didn't even address. They didn't answer you. It doesn't matter.
Okay, this is the final clip. The Batgirl discussion.
Batgirl is an awful
no.
comic as a whole.
You're completely
Dude.
wrong. That
Yes, you
comic
are.
is awesome. Gail Simone,
Yes,
Gail Simone's
that's what
writing
I
in
wanted.
Batgirl is
The friggin' Mike, whatever.
Is that she inner monologues everything.
it's
Every
just like
thought.
that's just a style choice, though.
DA,
Yes, sir.
I showed you this.
Ooh, it wasn't good.
How much inner monologue was there?
Detective Conan levels.
There was a lot of
More words than drawings. Little stick figures in the word bubbles. Like, this is where she is.
And it's boring.
No, because
I swear,
how is
if
that
she was,
boring?
I swear, if she was making tea, it'd be like, "Oh, I poured the glass," and then she'd make some quip in her head about water or some crap, and then she'd go turn on the stove and make another
You gonna
quip
laugh?
in her
That
head.
was funny.
Then she'd burn her finger, and it'd be like, "Oh, bad decision, girl," while she's whipping her hands back and forth.
So you don't want to go. You don't want to know what's going through the mind of a woman who was
No, I'm
shot in
fine.
the back by the Joker and paralyzed, became the Oracle, and now gets her legs back and is being Batgirl again, and is suffering through all this different trauma in her life, and is questioning whether or not she should be doing what she's doing.
I'm
Like,
fine.
that's not interesting to you? That's great writing.
Right. That's fine. But around issue 6, that's over with. She deals with somebody pointing a gun at her issue 1 or 2. And that trauma
Okay,
goes
that's
to her
just
head.
mundane
She
crap.
loses, and somebody dies because of her.
Flying through the
Because
city
of
is
it.
so awesome.
So
But
that
then it
trauma
comes back. It comes back in the death of the family when she has to face the Joker and go through this mock wedding crap that he makes her go through. He's essentially making her marry the person that paralyzed her, and how she has to struggle with how am I not just going to like break this man's neck?
She was going
That's-
to it.
I don't know. I love that. Batgirl's a great comic.
See,
It's
they don't
just
have
so
any
much
reasons
talking
why.
in her
This is like,
head.
I don't know. I just like it.
There's
whatever.
not an. I would say this. There is not a panel with her
Are you?
or a page with her
This is the most
where she does not have
tame of it.
at least 2 panels where there is not at least 12 lines of dialogue in her head, and it's so much.
I think she's an interesting character, so
That's fine.
I don't know.
The way
I
it's
just think
written-
the writing's really good on it too.
I don't enjoy it.
He didn't give, other than the whole, you don't want to see the mind of a woman who's got shot and all that crap. He didn't give a reason why it was good.
No, the Batgirl comic truly does just have a lot of inner monologue. Now I don't know if it was fixed recently or at the point I stopped reading.
Don't go back.
I stopped reading at like issue 13, 14 maybe. Whenever the end of Death of the Family was. That's the last issue I read of Batgirl. It was just it was just too much.
Yeah, understandable.
Now, the whole inner turmoil and, that could be fascinating. And it was fascinating for the instance it was, when she froze up and she saw a gun.
But you don't need it all the time.
And when she's fighting some dude on a train, there's like 80 lines of inner dialogue and it's just unnecessary. It's just a lot of reading for nothing. Just unnecessary. Now, Batman is the exact opposite. Where there's so many pages of reading nothing because they don't let you go inside his head a lot. So it's just, you'll see him in the shadows and then there's some goon over there. Then he's dropped down from a pipe and picks him off. It's a panel of the goon walking with a gun, and then the next panel, there's nobody there because Batman picked him off. You get a lot of that with Batman. With Batgirl, it's just a lot of talking. Never read Nightwing, never read Red Hood, Teen Titans, whatever. That's not really just Tim Drake. So, yeah, that's episode 1. And
Once we get like to the midpoint, that's where
it gets
things
really good.
Because you can tell right there he's just very dispassionate and he's stuttering. But once he gets that flow going, it's going to be a pause every minute.
Let's see what the very next clip starts like.
Why isn't Joker dead?
Alrighty then. That's all you get there. What a start. Holy
Indeed.
Okay, so we'll see you next week. It'll be 8 p.m. same time, whatever. I think we're just gonna make this a YouTube thing because it's a lot of us just not talking during the. If anything else, I'll just download the YouTube audio to put on the podcast. Regardless, we're gonna have a lot more fun with this. We went through maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes of this. No, because, I had to separate it a lot. So it's probably like 25 minutes of this 4-hour extravaganza.
Oh, plus the cut parts.
Yeah, plus the cut part. Dude, there's a lot to go through.
Oh, boy.
This
is going to be so long. We're going to finish up in May.
You really think it'll end in May?
It's gonna be a very.
I'm looking at July, dude.
It's gonna be very.
Because that middle part.
Yeah, that middle part plus the end. Thank you.
There's gonna be so much pausing and rewinding.
That's
It's gonna be
brutal.
Ridiculous. Yes, you will get more verses next week, though. For now, the only reason we're not doing more is because we need to watch The Walking Dead. So blame them. Bye.